still in Iloilo. This is still Iloilo province. The next province is going to be Capiz before we hit Aklan province. It's about a 4-hour drive from Iloilo City to our home in Aklan. Today I'm going to discuss my secret as far as having an enjoyable retirement here in the Philippines. The first thing I'm going to talk about is if you come here to the Philippines and to retire and you want to start a relationship, be honest with yourself. Make sure that if you come here and you want to meet a Filipina or eventually marry a Filipina, to make sure that you're ready for that relationship, that you're not getting into a relationship here because you're lonely, because that would not be ideal. Make sure that you fix yourself first. If there's something emotionally, if you're emotionally messed up. I'm gonna talk about a little bit about my story. When I retired here in the Philippines. When I retired here in the Philippines 12 years ago, I was coming in here in the Philippines. I knew emotionally I wasn't ready for a relationship. I've had some not so good relationships in the United States. Probably part of the reason I left the United States because I wanted to get a fresh start. I don't want to expand on it because it wouldn't be fair to the relationship that I had before. All I could say is if my failed relationships before were half my fault. It's like with a relationship, I always feel like it's a 50-50. It's never like one person's mistake that the relationship or the marriage or whatever didn't work. So I knew when I came to Boracay, I wasn't looking for a relationship. It's like at that time, what I remember was I was just happy that I was gonna get a fresh start in the Philippines. I was decompressing even because I had worked all my life, so I was stressed. There's a lot of stress when you work for so many years. You're coming off a bad relationship. You just want to decompress. You just want to I knew my first year in Boracay, I did a lot of walking on the beach. I did a lot of sitting on the beach and time to just reflect. I was I think I was fixing myself, because there was things in me that were broken. It's I remember when I first came to the Philippines, I had to slow down, for one, because I've been so used to my life in the military. I was 20 years in the Air Force, and then when I got to Tucson, when I was a civilian, it was just it felt like you're on a treadmill. I was going. It's it was just nice to decompress and start getting off the weight off my shoulders. The year that I spent in Boracay, it was good for me. I know, it's I spent a lot of time mountain biking with my boom boom bar friends, and then I got to travel a little bit in the Philippines. I even traveled in Asia. It was just a good time for me because it felt like for the first time in a long time in my life, it was the Gino time. It was I was doing everything that I wanted to do, and I didn't have the pressure as far as having a relationship, having a girlfriend that I had to worry about. It's I wasn't concerned about that at that time, and it did me a lot of good because it healed a lot of broken things in me. And second thing was when I went to the Philippines when I retired here in 2011, I had zero debt. You know, that was a relief. You know, that was nice, because like, even though my pension wasn't a lot, you know, it was I just made sure that it was enough. And then what I did before I left the United States was I opened an allotment. In the military, we're used to allotments, you know, spending 20 years in the military. An allotment is like, you set aside, you tell the military to send a set amount to a bank account or to somebody. You can even send it to a person every month. And that's what I did. I have an account in the United States where $500 was taken off my pension and sent to that account, and I don't even touch it. You know, it's like, in my mind, I just forget it. And that's really helped. That's been a really good thing for me, because financially, the 12 years, that's a lot of money. You know, it's like I've been able to save to build a nest egg. And it's a good feeling when you can retire, and during retirement, you're saving every month. And that's a key. You know, it's like, I get messages all the time from people, how much do I need in the Philippines? You know, it's like I'm seeing some people say I can live on $1,500. Some people say, oh, that's not enough, you need at least double that, 3,000. But it's really not how much money that you bring here, it's how much you spend. You know, it's like that's why budgeting, even now, you know, with Dazzle and I, budgeting is so important to us, because it's like giving us that freedom that we don't have to worry about money anymore. Again, my time in the military really helped me as far as discipline, because in the military, everything we did in the military was about having a plan and then executing a plan. That's why I had the idea of starting the allotment, and then also having a monthly budget and sticking to it, because it's everything is lined up with Dazzle and I. Every month we know, like Dazzle, she's got a 2,000 peso budget every week at the public market, so she knows exactly what she's gonna shop. Dazzle's kind of funny, actually. She even has a menu. She'll come up with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, she'll have a menu of what we're gonna eat. That way, when she goes to the market, she's shopping for what we're gonna eat for those days. Another thing that I've learned from the past mistakes that I did was material things. You know, when I lived in the United States, I had a pension in the United States. I had a good job, good paying job. So I was making a lot of money when I was in the United States, my time in Arizona. But the mistakes I did was I also spent a lot of money. You know, it's like I had a nice car. I had a Mustang sports car. I had a condo, expensive I had like big screen TVs, and I used to buy clothes. You know, I used to dress nice. You know, I had suits, I had Air Jordans, I had running shoes, because I like to run, and I would have 5-6 pairs of running shoes. You know, and I was always buying all these expensive stuff in the United States, because that's what we're kind of, how the life is in the US. When we're in the US, it's like, well, I'm retired, I can afford it, why not? So, but what happens with that is you're making a lot of money, but you're spending a lot of money, and then at the end of the month, all your money is really just going to bills, to credit cards, to things that you don't really need. You know, and that's one thing I learned. You know, when I retired here in the Philippines, I wasn't gonna make that mistake. When I retired here in the Philippines, I was gonna change my ways. I wasn't gonna be materialistic like that anymore, and I've stuck to that. You know, the 12 years I've been here, you know, now it's like I might have 2 pairs of running shoes because I like to alternate when I was running, you know, before I got sick. But I don't have suits anymore. I don't have expensive clothes anymore. Dazzle buys my clothes at Ukay Ukay at the thrift store, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have to drive a sports car anymore. You know, we're driving an economy car here. We paid cash for this car. I don't have to have that monthly payment because I realize all that materialistic things that I owned when I was in the United States, all it really cost me was stress. You know, all it really cost me was like when it's time to pay it every month, you had to send money here, send money there, and then you look at your bank account, nothing's getting added to your bank account. It's basically your money's going out. Unlike now, you know, the pension that I have, every month I save that $500 and I'm happy. You know, it's like, it's almost like a challenge for me. It's like even the money besides that $500, Dazzle and I, we even save money on our budget, because many times we don't even hit the budget. You know, we have extra money that we're able to set aside. It's kind of fun, you know, like when you see after the, oh, we didn't spend that budget last month, you know, we had extra. So it's a good feeling, you know. It's like really removes a lot of the stress financially. And most people in retirement, or even in just before you retire, financial matters, that's the one thing that's going to give you a lot of stress, you know, is when you're worrying about money. It's a great feeling when you no longer have to worry about money. And another thing to make an enjoyable retirement here in the Philippines is finding the right partner. You want to meet somebody honest, somebody that's going to be loyal to you. And I think what's important is somebody that's going to be financially responsible. I know that's a tall order here in the Philippines, especially if you're going to date a young Filipina. You know, that's a lot to ask, but I think it's really important. You know, for me, if I wasn't going to meet a person like that, I would probably just stay single. You know, I didn't mind being alone, you know, because like, again, you know, I learned from my mistakes in the past that how important your partner's gonna be in order for you to be successful. Like when I met Dazzle, you know, like I learned a lot about Dazzle when I dated her. And that's what's important, you know, when you take your time dating the person and getting to know the person, is I knew Dazzle wasn't a materialistic person, still isn't, you know. It's like little things please Dazzle. And she wasn't exposed to like malls, she wasn't exposed to like expensive things, you know. It's those things aren't important to Dazzle, you know. And Dazzle and I, we've always had this emergency fund, you know. We always had I've always set aside $6,000 as an emergency fund, because I know that was like for something big that comes, just in case of an emergency, like the illness, you know, my cancer this year. I knew with my TRICARE insurance, we have a catastrophic cap. The most I will spend on medical bills here in the Philippines would be $4,000. So after that, TRICARE starts paying for 100% of all my medical treatments. So I knew if I had $6,000, the extra $2,000 would be for living expenses, added living expenses for an emergency. That's why even when I started my chemo treatments and I started my radiation treatments, the financial part of it really didn't stress me, because I knew I had money set aside from that, you know. And now, you know, it's like that we were not living in Iloilo now. We're already saving money for next year's emergency fund, just in case. So that's how important things are financially. that's like the big stressor for a lot of people here. So I knew that. That's why it's always good when you don't have to worry about money anymore. Really makes retirement here in the Philippines enjoyable. Another thing that's helped a lot with retirement here in the Philippines, that's made it enjoyable, is like when we bought our house at Camellia Aklan. You've seen a lot of our videos, how we really love living in our community, Camellia Aklan. What really made it enjoyable is our mortgage. You know, it's like our mortgage is $200 a month, and it's been like that for the past 8 years, and we only have 7 more years to pay on our house, and it's fixed. You know, it's $200, so it's easy to budget. You know, I know we're not gonna spend more than $200 a month on housing, and in 7 years we're gonna own the house outright, and we won't even have that payment anymore. Good feeling, just to be at a place where you're happy and not paying a lot to live in. And now, you know, it's like I'm 57 years old. In less than 5 years, I plan on getting my Social Security at age 62. And that's gonna be a good financial windfall for Dazzle and I, because right now on the statements that I receive, I'm looking at about $1,500 is what I'm gonna receive every month. And with the COLA, cost of living allowance increase on Social Security, there's a good chance that's gonna be more in 5 years. You know, so that's gonna be such a good financial windfall for us, because I've been living here, married to Dazzle, living here in the Philippines for 12 years, and I've been able to save. So if you can imagine another $1,500 coming in, that's just gonna be more money for Dazzle and I to be able to enjoy our retirement here in the Philippines more. So those are the secrets that I have that's made my retirement here in the Philippines enjoyable. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you in our next video.